Friends, hello, welcome back. We are close. We are ratings reveal close to NHL 21. We are going over the top 10 goalies and the top 10 defensemen as released by EA so far as ratings predictions are concerned. We have the top 10 goalies first. And I gotta say, I'm looking at this. The biggest surprise for me, Vasilevskiy deserves it. I think he deserves to be number one. He's been a stud and a half. A little bit surprised by John Gibson being two. Not because he's, I think we brought it up in our ratings predictions. John Gibson, he had a down year, but he's been stellar throughout his career. So they weren't really going to punish him for that reason. I just kind of surprised to see him at 2 of all spots though. But I guess the reason being is we have a lot of 90 overall goalies. Gibby was a 90 last year. They weren't going to downgrade him. And he just kind of flew into that pack with Tuukka Rask, Carey Price, and them. Surprised Tuukka didn't jump up to 2 there. We'll see what the Boston fans feel about that one. Carey Price at number 4 though, as mentioned. Hellebuck up there. Ben Bishop, great seasons. Freddie Anderson, solid. Markstrom. I was surprised to see Markstrom made it. Surprised because of, usually you see guys that are further along in their careers don't really, jump into the mix as much. But he made it. So congrats to Markstrom because he had a good season. He did really well over there in Vancouver. So happy to see he made it. Braden Holtby. Welcome to the stage, Braden Holtby. Now, before I say anything about Braden Holtby, I just want to give you guys a quick hockey lesson. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched hockey before or not, but there is 31 teams in the NHL. 31. All right, now keep that in mind. 31. Now we're doing a top 10. That means every team's got a goalie. We're doing a top 10 of those 31 teams. Okay, got it? Got it. We're talking Braden Holtby. In the last 3 seasons combined, Braden Holtby ranks as the 37th. The 37th ranked goalie from a save percentage standpoint out of goalies that have played 80 plus games. 37th. 37. Did you get it? 31 teams, 37. 31, 37. Now, typically, when a goalie has a down year, that's a pretty big name. Carey Price, for example, we can say, hey, I get it. Carey Price, he struggled because he doesn't have the greatest of all teams around him. That is not the case when you have one of the most loaded teams in the NHL around you in the Washington Capitals, though. So how he made the top 10, I am not entirely sure of at all. But nonetheless, that's our thoughts on Braden Holtby. Robin Lehner, happy to see Lehner, man. I was surprised because Lehner is a guy that splits a lot of time back and forth, and sometimes those guys don't get the highest overalls. But he's, again, a guy that's very deserving of. I thought he played great this season. He's been playing great lately in general. So goaltenders, solid list. And then there's Braden Holtby. Like the rest of it, though. How about this defensive list, though? Look at number 10. The Zach Werenski of the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm going to say it. Favorite player on the team by a long shot. But I am surprised that Werenski got the nod over Seth Jones. I felt like one of the Blue Jackets was going to make it. Seth Jones was the better defender, I think you say. I don't think you have to say, but I think the reason Werenski makes it is because he's been a better goal scorer, like by a long shot, one of the best goal scorers on the Blue Jackets. And when you consider, from an EA video game standpoint, there isn't really a weighting system for defense, forwards, everything like that. It all kind of mumbles together. So when you throw in the shooting stats of Werenski, that's boosting his overall up quicker. But an 87 overall at number 10, though, I did think that was a little surprising. As most years, there's a lot of 88 overalls. So to see that 87's 10th, a little bit lower on the defensive ratings this year, it looks like. But Brent Burns, solid. Crystal Tang, Shea Weber. Nice to see Weber get back in there. I think he fell out last year, right? Had a good season. Erik Karlsson, Roman Josi. Drew Doughty still at number 3. That's always going to be a controversial one after you consider the way that, LA's played this season. Well, we'll see what people think about that one. Did he stay at the top? No, he didn't. Oh, no, he didn't. I thought he fell down in overall. Drew Doughty stayed at a 91 overall. Yeah, Victor Hedman, John Carlson. Drew Doughty, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. I thought for sure Drew Doughty, seen him at 3. I thought maybe he fell to a 91, would have got the overall downgrade a little bit. To see him not even get the downgrade, though, from one year to the next? Shocking. LA's going to have to weigh in on that one more than me, though. I didn't watch enough Drew Doughty this year to contemplate it, but I feel like, we've went over it in our ratings predictions, the numbers. They didn't really add up to an excuse to why the best defenseman in the league struggled the way he did. But we'll see. Like to hear you guys' thoughts on that one. Roman Josi up there. Pietrangelo, stud and a half. Number 5. I don't know if that's going to help him get paid. Probably not. But, Pietrangelo can flash that in a resume. Be like, look, fellas. Look, quit embarrassing me with this offer. St. Louis, I want $10 million a year. Would you do it? Who would get Alex Pietrangelo $10 million a year? Would you do it? I think if you need defense, why not? I mean, that's a big number, but pretty solid defenseman right there too. What are the thoughts on that one? But that is EA's top 10. You guys want to see us do the forwards next, let us know. As always, though, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.